Navarro, a winner against Kiki Mladenovic, of course beat Naomi Osaka, the top seed and world #1 in the previous round. So quite intriguing the way this draw is opening up. So Belinda Bencic, born in Flarel in Switzerland, 5'9" tall. She's still only 21 years of age. Hard to believe because she's been out there on the tour for a number of years now. Currently ranked at 45 in the world, but there was her career high ranking at #7. That was back in February of 2016. 2 titles to her name. They were in Toronto and in Eastbourne on the grass back in 2015, and a mention of course in Toronto where she beat Serena Williams, who was the youngest to defeat her since Sharapova in the WTA finals back in 2004. Year to date best result, semi-finalist in Hobart, and the tournament best result is the second round. That was back in 2015. Here's her route through. Beat Hrdečka in the first round, 6-4, 7-6, and then a very convincing victory over Stephanie Bergler, 6-1, 6-1 in round 2. Well, here's who she's up against. Aryna Sabalenka from Minsk in Belarus, 20 years of age, 5'11", and it her career high ranking of #9. As I mentioned, it's really hard to believe, 60 at this stage last year, and already notched up 3 titles on the tour. A couple of those last year in Wuhan, where she beat Svitolina, Barty, Kontaveit in the final, and a winner in New Haven as well. Shenzhen earlier this year. In Grand Slam action, hadn't actually played a huge amount of Grand Slams, but her best showing was at the 4th round at the US Open. Had that terrific tussle with Naomi Osaka, 3-set thriller that one, having beaten Collins and Zvonareva. And just some notable victories to point out actually in 2018, reaching that finals in Eastbourne. There's a quick mention of her route through, beating Jorovic in round 1, benefit of a bye, sorry, round 2 actually, benefit of a bye in the first round. Notable victories in Eastbourne, reaching that finals on the grass, Chris, beating Gergis, Mertens, Karolina Pliskova, Radvanska, then eventually going down to Wozniacki. You and I both watching those victories. And of course in Cincinnati, where she reached the semis ahead of the US Open, Garcia, another win over Pliskova, Keys, Konta, losing to Halep. So she regularly notches up very, very good victories over, you know, top opposition, doesn't she? It's given her huge amounts of confidence.
Yes, I think she fears no one. I have met the once before in New Haven last year in the quarter-finals. It was 3-2 on the hard court then for Sabalenka. Are you expecting much of the same this evening?
I am, actually. I think she's a really exciting player. And, you know, I think you're right. She doesn't fear anyone when she comes out on the court. And she's very noisy, makes her presence felt, and is so much fun to watch.
There's Nosy in the chair. Thomas Sweeney.
1 minute.
It's very windy at the start of play today, very tricky conditions. The temperature has only gone off a couple of degrees Celsius, and the wind is a lot more tolerable now. It's gusty at times. Let's hope it doesn't interfere too much.
Yeah, everyone's been saying how tricky it is.
30
I'm
seconds.
intrigued as to how she's going to control that power, you know, knowing what we know about conditions here and how lively they are, how lively the court is. Of course, at the night it does slow down quite considerably. But, you know, she is just one, you know, foot down on the accelerator, isn't she? She's just all-out power.
Won the toss and chose to
Bencic is a
receive.
great absorber of power, so they couldn't be more opposite in terms of how they kind of approach their tennis. She's a great match player, Bencic.
End of warm-up.
Still very young after everything she's been through, their injuries, and up in the top 10 and quarterfinals US Open. Just 21. So it's the remaining third round match. Belinda Bencic against the 8th seed Aryna Sabalenka to join the other 7 in the quarterfinals tomorrow. The winner of this will play the champion of 2015, Simona Halep. It'll be Sabalenka
First set.
to begin.
Aryna Sabalenka to serve. Ready. Play. Love 50.
Just see Belinda Bencic waving that racket around, just kind of loosening up that wrist. I'm sure she has to do a lot of that.
Former Russian player and coach to Sabalenka, Dmitry Tursunov.
15 on.
And that's one thing we can look out for today, is how early she takes that return of serve, Chris, because I always look out for how her return stance. She has that racket horizontal to the ground, doesn't she, out in front of the body, but it was something that Hingis, and I think Hingis' mother actually taught her, so that she could take the ball as early as possible. And there's only a twist of the racket, either right or left, to take backhand or forehand, but if you notice that stance, just trying to save a fraction of a second. There it is, that's a good view of it, horizontal to the ground there.
Let's second set. Let's second serve.
I mentioned Martina Hingis' mother, Melanie Molitor, and of course Bencic started at the Molitor Academy when she was just 4 years old. Became an ex-junior world #1. French and Wimbledon champion, 2013. That's what she's all about.
It's pretty intimidating, isn't it, for opponents, seeing the sight of her, because she doesn't hold back. She just comes out of the block so quickly. She makes her presence felt. She brings a big character onto the court. Very sort of energized, isn't she? And I think today, Chris, I mean, obviously she plays her game against everyone. It's a kind of, she just applies what she brings to the court, but she'll also try to outmaneuver Bencic, won't she? His movement's never really been her forte.
Well, that's pretty impressive.
Belinda Bencic to serve.
So it's very important to tell Bencic you've got to hold serve.
Lovely 15. Love 30.
7 double faults in her first round, not one in her second.
Fifteen. 30. 30 on.
It's a loose net, so they do crawl over. And they become cruel.
Yes.
Wow, that was not coming back.
Welcome to the Lions' Den.
Oh. I'm not sure she could have hit this any harder. She nearly took off as she hit it as well. Boom.
Yes. Advantage Bencic.
Got plenty of weaponry herself. It's not as powerful as Sabalenka, but then who is? But she can hit winners for fun, Bencic, when she's playing well.
Yeah, and she's got nice timing, hasn't she? Look at that. She's forcing herself to be more aggressive because she knows if she doesn't get that first hit in, then she's going to be in trouble.
Yes. Advantage.
Well, you can understand the frustration because she knows how tough it is to break Sabalenka. She won't know the stat that we were privy to, but 3 double faults in a game. This would be a great hold if she can do it.
Yes.
And she may well. Being so good so young, Bencic. Just 17, her 4th major. She made the quarterfinals of the US Open. That's 5 years ago. She was the youngest US quarterfinalist since Martina Hingis, and won there in 1997. Brilliant. And I mention all of that because she beat world #1 Jelena Jankovic en route to that quarterfinal, didn't she, Annabelle? And I think because she's got that in the bank in the past, she's not going to be frightened of Sabalenka. She's just going to work hard to work it out.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, you know, she was almost sort of born and groomed from an early age to be a champion, to think like a champion. And I think being around Melanie Molitor, Martina Hingis' mum, and also Martina did travel with her for a little bit, didn't she? So she's sort of been around champions' thoughts.
Game Bencic.
That's an incredible hold.
And I know you talked about it when they were warming up, the injuries that she suffered. The back injury in 2016 put her out for 2 months, and let's not forget she was #7 in the world that year in February. Then the following year in 17 she had left wrist surgery in the spring. Her ranking went below 300. Then she had a stress fracture in her foot after that. It's amazing she's got back at all. She's 45 in the world now.
Yeah, it's been quite a road back, hasn't it? But it might have strengthened her mentally and sort of really focused on what she does want to do in tennis. Oh,
15.
There's a choppy sliced return of serve, but that gets the treatment.
It is intimidating, isn't it?
It's because there's a sort of a presence and an aura about her when she's on court. I mean, you just hear her, you know, she makes herself loud on the court. She just comes at you, utterly fearless, and backs herself. That's clever, isn't it? Serving at the body as well. She's kind of mixing it up. I feel like Dmitry Tursunov has worked on her game to try and give her a little bit more shape on those ground strokes, not just to blast balls aimlessly at the back of the court. I feel like there's a bit more structure to her game.
40-15.
Hasn't lost serve, as we saw that on the stat. She's only saved, or faced 3 break points, saved all of those, Sabalenka. In that first match, only dropped 9 points on first serve and 5 behind her second. I know it was very comfortable 4-love win, but you can understand why. So any points garnered against Sabalenka's serve will be very welcome.
Yeah, look at that winner speed on that return of serve again, just taking that ball on. 131 kilometres an hour, that one really lent on it. Made up her mind, executed it.
Fully love to juice.
Yeah, she's getting a little bit frustrated, isn't she? Because Bencic can be a bit of a brick wall down the other end of the court. She's just absorbing, she's defending, she's just sending another ball back in. You can see she's trying to produce the angle there. Doesn't get that right. Bencic looks very at ease out here. Looks like she knows what she's got to do.
That is magnificent.
Wow. Again, she'd made up her mind what she was going to do on that return of serve. Really took that time away from Sabalenka, and the way she dealt with that sort of low ball, nailed it. This is intimidating for Sabalenka.
Yeah, well, she had a long look at her coach then, Sabalenka. Break point.
Oh, she's raising her arms like, there's the first serve. Where's that been?
You so often see a break, don't you, when a player's had a chance to break themselves. You know, the server that hangs on is sort of buoyed by that. Then you have a bit of a dip when you have to serve.
Well, there's no question that's come about by those terrific returns of serve that Bencic has been thundering through the court, and that's brought about the double fault and a second break point.
How good's that? She read the tee serve, because that's where she went on the last break point, and Belinda Bencic breaks Sabalenka. She's lost serve for the first time in the tournament. She is the real deal, and I think many people involved in the game will hope that she stays injury-free. Get back to the top 10. Here's Dmitry Tursunov on.
Арин, сама себя выбиваешь из этого состояния нормального. Слышь? Ку-ку. Хорошо. А что ты бесишься? Что она хорошо сыграла, несколько розыгрышей, продолжай играть. А что, в чем твоя проблема? В смысле ты херово играешь? У тебя были брейкболы, ну окей, ты где-то там не осталось в розыгрыше, ошиблась, ничего страшного. Продолжай играть. Ну, он просто так тебе дарить ничего не будет. Продолжай бороться. Посмотри, она так сможет сет отыграть. Матч из 2 сетов, не из 3 геймов. Поэтому не надо наводить панику, не надо беситься. Он тебе пару раз прострелила на 15-40. Ну окей, а что она еще будет делать, если ты ее забиваешь? Сама себя не выбивай из этого состояния.
Just loosening off the racket. It's colder at night, just wants maybe a bit more bounce. Slower conditions when it's cooler at night.
Well, a lot of knowing looks going across at Dmitry Tursunov, and she was pretty dialed into him down the other end, looking a little bit exasperated and uncomfortable.
40-15.
Brilliant game. In retaining the Hopman Cup with one Roger Federer at the start of this year.
By 3 games to 1.
I think this sort of match, Annabelle, is going to tell Belinda Bencic an awful lot about where she is in her comeback, trying to get back to where she once was in the top 10. Of course, Sabalenka, one of the breakthrough players last year, currently in the top 10. Without that, all the list of injuries we've talked about for Bencic, who knows what she might have achieved in 2016.
I think it's a fair point. I also think for her being around Roger Federer as much as she has, it's the second time I think they've played there, isn't it?
Yeah.
And she just looks like she just absolutely loves, you know, partnering in the mixed doubles. Just always got a smile on her face.
Did you see Lindsey Vonn's tweet? No, she had her very last race. She's had to stop.
Yeah.
Roger Federer messaged her live on a video link. Well, she was like an excited schoolgirl. She obviously knows him really well. But the fact that he gave her a message about her career and etc., etc., she was so excited. So you can imagine Belinda Bencic playing for Switzerland with Roger Federer and winning the Hopman Cup 2 years in a row is beyond excitement.
Yeah, and also I thought she handled it really well, because a lot of players might just tighten up and get nervous and feel like they might let him down, but she actually sort of relished it and rose to the occasion, and I thought she played terrific tennis.
Well, she certainly rattled Sabalenka, and when you think her 4-love win in her first match of this tournament wasn't broken, she's in danger of being broken twice in a row here. And she looks all at sea. It's all Bencic at the moment after 22 minutes. The Swiss number 1 has a 4-1 double break lead.
Well, it's clever tactics from Bencic at the moment, isn't it? She's getting a lot of balls back. She's making her play a lot, but she's also added a lot more aggression from the last time I saw her play. You know, she was always thought of as somebody who absorbed the pace, and they were all trying, you know, the coaches around her, and particularly her dad, always trying to make her more aggressive off both wings. But here she's going into the corners, but it looks very secure. I mean, she's very at ease, but also the way she's taking the serve on, she's pressuring, she's taking time away. She's actually doing the intimidating, which is the reverse of what I thought when they walked out onto court. Sharp as well. I think she's fitter than I have ever seen her.
Yeah.
I think when she had all those injury problems, as you said, with the back and foot and then wrist injury, I think she lost some of her fitness, understandably so, because you can't always do the training that you want. But back to full fitness now, that's for sure.
We talk about Sabalenka's power and how she likes to dominate taking the ball early. Belinda Bencic is making a really good job of that tonight, Annabelle.
Well, look at that. 39% of the balls inside that baseline. That's very Martina Hingis, isn't it? And only 10% for Sabalenka. That is a massive, massive difference right there. That's all about time and how much time you have on the ball. The bark is worse than the... not as bad as the bite at the moment, is it?
Sounded like you were getting worried about being bitten then.
Yeah, I was. Trying to work out what I was meant to be saying.
They're long days.
She is completely in the driving seat here. And that's a pretty beefy serve too, 171 kilometres an hour, that last one. Keeping Sabalenka guessing.
40 left.
Rushing Sabalenka out here.
It's just such a struggle to hold on to her opening service game. 3 double faults in it, a couple of break points, and she's only lost 1 point on serve since.
Forty 15.
Tricky now again.
Yes.
No, that's interesting reaction, isn't it? Another double fault, but really letting rip at her dad down the other end of the court. Quite a lot of stress, despite the fact that she's 4-1 up here. Outstanding.
Nothing seems to faze her. She's had so much belief in herself from such a young age, and she's showing it again tonight to everybody, most importantly to her opponent.
Yes.
Feels like she's seeing the ball the size of a football out here. I mean, she's just timing it so beautifully, but it's the way she's taking the ball so early, and you can't underestimate what that's doing to Sabalenka. And I also think the way she takes that ball from cross-court down the line, she makes it look so easy, but it's not as easy as she's making it look. Oh my goodness. She's unplayable at the moment. It's almost a role reversal, isn't it?
Yes.
This is the sort of tennis I thought we'd see from Sabalenka tonight, and actually it's Bencic who's coming up with all the winners.
Game.
Another great hole, 2 double faults in the game.
Bencic.
It's 5-1. I mean, Sabalenka must be a bit
Bencic leads by
confused.
5 games to 1.
They'd have obviously done their homework and known what Belinda Bencic was like years ago and how good she was and everything else. But on the comeback, when they played New Haven last year, it was just 3-2 for Sabalenka. Well, Bencic must feel like a completely different player tonight to that match.
Yeah, and she looks it. I mean, she looks like a completely different player to the last time I saw her play. She was quite loose, a little bit raw. A lot of errors, wasn't moving well. Just had lost that intensity, whereas tonight is so sharp.
Well, she's not going to go without a fight. And what a chase and hustle this was.
Just Just a little adjustment, that ball dropping all the time, wasn't it? Going over the high part of the net, having to roll those wrists.
40 love.
Oh yeah, that's a great serve.
Game Sabalenka.
Love game.
New balls, please.
Sabalenka back on track with a hold. After
Bencic leads by
the
5
sold-out
games
question
to 2.
first set of Bencic.
I mean, you might have seen Bencic play a lot more than I have in the last year, Chris, but I mean, she's playing at such an extraordinarily high level at the moment, and you just wonder, can she keep this up? Because it wouldn't take much for Sabalenka to just suddenly kind of get a little bit more involved, start to pressure. Because I was quite surprised at the reaction by Bencic after she served that second double fault down the other end. She really bellowed at her dad, and you just sense there was a few kind of bit of tension and nerves bubbling under the surface there. And she really has been exceptional in this first set, but Sabalenka probably not that far away from being able to get involved.
It's still a fascinating watch, that's for sure, because she will turn over every stone to make it happen. Ah, there's Donna Kelso, WTA supervisor, lovely lady. She cries when the Tour Finals champion wins at the end of a year that she's followed all year and so on. She's passionate about the game and the players that play in it.
Yeah, well, she must go through quite a lot of emotions watching them develop as players, and she sees them at such a young age kind of coming out and maturing in front of everyone's eyes, and she's very much part of it. Sees it all.
New balls, Bencic serving for the first set after 32 minutes. Too good.
Absolutely brilliant, isn't it? And also how aggressive, the second serve is. That's what I'm impressed with. It's quite a flat trajectory, that second serve. It's difficult to attack. It doesn't sit up, does it?
And everything about her body language after this, she just expects to do this.
It's the way she's striking really hard and flat into the corners. Oh, Sabalenka's on the charge here as well.
Oh, that's a great pickup. She stayed calm, Sabalenka.
15-9.
Well, it was a great charge, but couldn't quite do enough with it. And there's the reaction from Bencic at her dad. Oh, that's too good. You just sense a bit of a change coming over this match. And she took a little bit off that serve. You could see more spinny. 149, that last first serve.
Too many of those that Look at the scoreboard. Haven't hurt her yet. Another break point. So Bencic is broken for the first time.
Bencic leads by 5 games to 3.
Yeah, you just sense that was lurking not too far away. That's very good. She's going up levels quite quickly, isn't she? Found another gear.
Game Sabalenka. Miss Bencic has requested to see her coach.
Yeah, not surprising. Wants to have a chat with Dad Bencic because that's 2 love holds in a row for Sabalenka and a break. It's very tight now, this opening set.
Pozri, Belinda. Všetko je v poriadku. Teraz proste sa ukľudni a hraj ďalej, jak si hrala, áno? Jedine, čo boli v tom servise, si daj viacej času. Belinda. Je to tak, jak to je. Nabehajte lopty ďalej, si hrala fantastické. Hraj tú jedničku a tú päťku. Čo mám robiť na servis? Si daj viacej času, nadýchaj sa, pekne sa uvoľní. Áno, cez hru si bola lepšia. S tým servisom si mala trochu problém a to teraz pekne sa uvoľní, daj si času, áno. Buď kľudná, áno, to je jedno, čo sa stane. Vidíš, jak na ňu máš, vidíš, jak sa rozpadla, keď si ju tlačila a keď si hrala to, čo sme sa dohodli. Áno, ty presne vieš, čo máš hrať, áno. Jedničku a päťku, to hovorí všetko, OK? Ostaň kľudná, ale ten servis musí byť. Daj si čas, OK? A uvoľni sa, dobre? A to je všetko, dobre? Poďme.
Stunning setting. It really is so relaxing. Hotel beyond, all the players stay. So has Dad's chat helped with Bencic here, serving for the set at 5-4. 6 double faults so far. I think that was quite a lot of the chat about the serve.
Yeah, I think that was the area that she was really stressing at, particularly down the end she's at now, where she served a couple of double faults. Ooh, that's a nice gift, isn't it? She'll take that.
Miss Bencic is challenging the call on the right service line. The ball was called out. points. 15.
She's so determined to make this happen, but they both are. This is a real tug of war all of a sudden.
I just feel like the pendulum swung a little bit. She's just much more in control of the points, and there's a little bit more stress down the other end.
She needs that first serve. She's won nearly 80% behind her first serve, but she's 3 from 14 second serves. That was one of the best second serves.
Well, I think when she goes after it, it's got a flat trajectory, hasn't it, compared to like a real kicker that sits up and is attackable. She really goes for it, and it is a little bit more to attack. She's got another freebie there.
Two set points for Belinda Bencic.
Well, she's been helped in this game, hasn't she? A couple of unforced errors. Back on track.
Wow.
She reminds me a little bit of when Monica Seles came up on the tour, and she just didn't hold back. It didn't matter what the scoreline was, just went for broke, and more often than not nailed a shot like this. And that in itself sort of builds pressure on an opponent, doesn't it?
First set to Belinda Bencic. She won't think of it as an upset, but the draw will. Sabalenka has work to do.
Well, they very nearly bumped shoulders there on that change of ends. Missed each other by a very small margin. Well, I think there'll be a huge sigh of relief for Belinda Bencic, because things were becoming a little bit more problematic and tricky, weren't they, as that set unfolded. You could feel Sabalenka breathing down her neck as she made her way back into that set, but a little bit of a rash shot at the end of that set, wasn't it?
Yeah, Dimitri's stretching out a little. Tough competitor in his day. He's from Russia. Looks more like a Californian. The highlights. Belinda Bencic on the court, all ready to play. Cooler now. Doing a few shadow swings and sending out a good message to Sabalenka. He's taking every available second.
Time.
Tournament director, Sarah
Second
Tallett.
set. Sabalenka to sit.
Getting all the latest news.
15 love.
Sometimes we use the word relentless about Sabalenka, don't we? But it can be certainly said for Bencic tonight.
Yeah, I agree. I'm so impressed with just how well she's striking the ball, how big she's seeing it, she's onto it. And I guess she figures that, you know, the only way to counter what Sabalenka brings out onto the court is to try and get the first hit in. Don't want to be dictator, otherwise she's just going to do a lot of running and just be chasing and watching balls go by. She's got to force herself out of perhaps her comfort zone to really take that ball on, but she's done a really good job of it so far. I think if there's anyone I think that hits the ball harder than she does on the tour.
I don't think there is, because Serena doesn't hit it as hard as she used to, does she? Oh, I think she's probably number one. I would have thought.
Madison Keys, maybe?
Oh, there's a thought.
Game Sabalenka. First game,
Good hold. Stops momentum a little bit.
Well, here's a look at the stats after that first set. Look at that, absolute parity in the first serve percentage. Bencic winning a higher first serve percentage of the point, 76 compared to 65, and a little bit low, as you'd pointed out, in that second serve department, 31% behind the second serve. So Sabalenka also fairly low, probably wants that number to go up. 12 winners apiece, and almost identical on the unforced error count as well. So actually that set ended up being a lot closer than it perhaps at first seemed.
Is that in?
Miss Sabalenka is challenging the call on the left baseline.
I thought it was out, I have to say, but we're right down the other end. Difficult angle for us to choose from, but I must admit I thought she'd missed it.
Following challenge, love 15. Love 13.
Making a move here. 6 out of the last 7 points.
I think it was so important for her to get back involved in that first set, wasn't it? Even though she didn't end up winning it. It's definitely changed the course of this second set.
Love 40.
3 more break points. It's a quick turnaround so far.
Thought that was going to be over.
That could have been very nasty.
Yeah, it could have been. Could have been quite high bouncing, couldn't it, off a smash?
Or if it had hit the net and come over.
I know. And also, you wouldn't want to be leaning over the net to try and hit it either. this is a vintage Bencic point, isn't it? Practicing not going behind that baseline. Worked on that for many years, holding that position on the baseline and almost half volleying that last shot. Sounds painful, doesn't it?
It does. But that will relieve some pain. A clean winner.
Sabalenka leads by 2 games.
Gets the break at the start of the second. Nothing you can do about that.
No, she's so physically strong, isn't she? Particularly moving out wide, holds her position.
Tiger tattoo on her arm. It roared then.
Points are so quick, aren't they? Cross with herself there, Bencic, not getting enough depth on that reply.
Too good. It's fire with fire, that return.
He's pretty chilled out, Dad, doesn't he?
Yes.
He's being bellowed at quite a bit, but he looks like he's just absorbing it.
He knows his daughter doesn't mean it. She's only 21. He can still ground her. Take the phone away. We're seeing some wonderful power tennis tonight from both women. To get the accuracy and the consistency in these conditions, I know it's colder tonight, so it's slower, but this is so impressive. It continues.
Miss Bencic has requested to see
No wonder Belinda wants another chat with Dad.
Sabalenka leads by 3 games to 0.
Belinda.
Sorry, ale ja ju zahrám, on ju zahra za mňa.
Dobre.
Ja stojím v kurte, ja som ho nemám
OK, je všetko v poriadku.
Môžeš nastúpiť na to, čo ti hovorím?
Áno, áno, postav sa tam, jak to dobre cítiš, OK? Dobre?
Tlačíte dopredu.
To druhé je, Belinda, ukludni sa. Ona teraz ide hop alebo trop. Áno, ona musí. Ty si vyhrala prvý set, ona musí. Ona vie hrať tenis. Áno? Ide o to, že ona to teraz trafila, OK? Predtým skúšala, to netráfala, lebo ty si ju tlačila. Tak ona má teraz okno, vydrž to. To okno nebude väčšine trvať a ty rozhoduješ, jak dlho to okno jej bude trvať. Vydrž to, buď nízko na tie returny a daj si čas na tie servisy, OK? A ináč 1 a 5, ďalej hraj jak predtým. A hlavne prestaň lamentovať, prestaň hľadať ľaké veci, áno, čo platili. A budú aj teraz platiť. Uvidíš. Áno, ver na to, čo sme povedali, ver na to, čo hraješ. OK? Dobre, ukludni sa, hraj.
Well, he won the argument in the end, I think. Bencic, love 3, second set. A whirlwind start from Sabalenka.
15 left.
Doesn't waste any time putting that one away. Again, if you just don't get hold of these returns of serve, just put away with ease. Both of them can do that.
Left. Thirty 15.
Well, again, just another example. If you just can't get depth on that return of serve, it's just a put away for both of them. They're both serving at a really high level.
Game, Bencic.
Up on the scoreboard, Bencic.
Sabalenka leads by 3 games to 1.
Gosh, that's good, isn't it?
She closes it down well, doesn't she?
Yeah, showing us that she's not just about all-out raw power from the back of the court, can move in. Nice to see the traditional volley here as well, not just the drive volley.
$30-15. $40-15. $30. Game, Sabalenka.
Sabalenka.
Sabalenka leads by 4 games to 1.
Sabalenka, Annabelle, how soon before we see her lift the singles major trophy?
Well, it's a really good point. I remember watching an interview with Chris Evert and Martina Navratilova about the start of this year and who they thought were going to be lifting Grand Slam trophies this year. And actually, they both thought Pliskova was worth a mention. And obviously, one of the names was definitely Sabalenka. I think she's just impressed everybody. And I think a lot of people also felt, looking back at the US Open, she played such a terrific match with Osaka, and it was so close. And perhaps had she managed to win that, who knows what she might have gone on to do. But, you know, there's one thing for sure. She is so exciting. She's so kind of upbeat and positive, really, isn't she? Her whole body language and, like you said, the demeanour looks like she expects herself to be doing what she's doing on the court. And, yes, she is still a little bit raw, but she's so exciting. I mean, it's breathtaking tennis, really, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so.
And I don't think it will be that long. I think with Osaka doing what she's done, why not for somebody like Sabalenka?
Well, until Osaka won 2 in a row, there were 8 different winners in the 8 majors.
And I think for, you know, with what Sasha Beijing did with Osaka's game and kind of gave it real structure with that power without letting go of all the power, I think it's probably a similar, you know, work in progress for her, isn't it?
Both women now out very quickly from the sit-down. The umpire doesn't call time. They're just keen to get on with it. It's very cool out there now, I think, when they're sitting down. Yeah, what a reversal from the first set. Sabalenka now way inside compared to Bencic.
Let's first. Love. $40, $50. $40, $30. Let's second set.
Yeah, she is challenging that one.
On the left far sideline, the ball was called bounce. Call stands. Deuce. Advantage, Bencic. Miss Bencic has 2 challenges remaining. Deuce.
Yeah, that's starting to hurt now, isn't it? The double faults. 7 in her first match, remember, not 1 in her second.
That's just lovely movement, isn't it, around the ball. Very smooth up to the mid-court ball. Kind of moving through it, as you can see here, not wasting any time, but really taking that ball into the corner. Looks like she could do that all day long.
Stays close on the scoreboard, keeps it to a single break deficit, importantly. Terrific sponsors, of course. That facility suite is built new every year. Annabelle will be doing a talk in there later on next week. I'm not allowed to go, apparently.
You're probably invited, Chris, I'm sure. You can put a glass to the wall and listen in.
Out. 15 left.
Well, that's paid off for her for the majority of this match, but it's going to get increasingly difficult to nail them when the pressure ramps up. She'd so love to get another break, wouldn't she, and try to get on top of the match in 2 sets.
There's a 4th double from Sabalenka, half that of Bencic. Bencic second serve, points 1 still. Very low, 6 from 22. Still over 50% won by Sabalenka on her second serve. Over 70% won behind her first serve, although Bencic is up at 75% of first serves won. What a contrast to her second serve.
Well, I don't think Sabalenka could believe that serve came back as hard as it did, 180 kilometres an hour, and Bencic just sees the ball so well. You can see how much work's been done on return of serve. You know, the 2 key elements of a tennis player, serve and return, and I think equal amounts of work have gone into that return for Bencic. Oh, and an opportunity developing here.
30-40.
I think you sensed a break. Or will she go for the big ace?
Well, I don't think she can believe she's just missed that. She's been nailing so many returns, and just when she ekes out a break point, can't get it into the court. Absolutely fuming.
Advantage Sabalenka.
Dad's view.
Yeah, I never think that's a great position, is it? Courtside, when you're quite low down and on an angle, you'd almost be better off down the centre, which of course you can't sit there.
Game Sabalenka.
Break point saved. Sabalenka a game away from levelling this
Sabalenka has requested
third
decision.
round. And the chat with Dimitri.
Sabalenka leads by 5 games to 2.
Она чуть больше, по ходу, подает уходящих. Особенно на брейкболах у нее, по крайней мере, по планшетке показывает, что она больше подает уходящие. Во второй квадрат. Поэтому у нее, походу, такая тактика. Но у нее тактика выбивать тебя. То есть, как бы выбивать и сразу в другой угол, чтобы ты как можно больше двигалась. Поэтому, если важное очко, жди уходящего, но опять, когда ты его получаешь, не надо сразу бомбить. Начни розыгрыш. Она и так, если на иголках, знаешь, то двух, то куда-то она шлепнет. Да, она очень много попадает на вылет. Но это все, знаешь, немножко блеф.
Ну да. Я понимаю, в том-то и дело.
Окей, если ты понимаешь, значит...
Своими нервами сегодня просто.
Окей. Ты как бы сейчас не можешь поменять, поэтому если ты хочешь выиграть матч просто более дисциплинированно, вот в таких, знаешь, в легких розыгрышах, как на больше, ты просто пробежала, куда-то шлепнула на отмышь. Да. До конца играй. Оставайся в розыгрыше, покажи, что ты каждый розыгрыш будешь бороться. Потому что она сама это понимаешь.
Just look at that skyline. The change over the years, the cranes in evidence, it's still changing.
Left.
Wow, I mean, that's her 9th. Terrific response from it. Drive a lot of players nuts, that, wouldn't 9 double faults?
Yeah, it would, and I think it was driving her nuts earlier on in the match, but I think she has sort of tempered it a little bit, and she has responded well. Hasn't seemed to have affected it too much. She's going to try and force Sabalenka to have to serve out this set, potentially.
40-30.
She's missed it. 2 points away from a final set.
I always feel a problem for Bencic. She came out at such a fast, furious tempo, such a high level, Chris, and she's been sort of reeled in, hasn't she? There's not much further gears that she could have gone to.
Set point. Well saved.
Miss Sabalenka is challenging the call.
She seems pretty convinced this was out, but I must admit, it's deceived me because I thought it was in.
Yeah, me too. And she missed the return. She had every effort to get there. Oh, it's welly, look at that.
Dear. It's not a great challenge, is it?
Look where she should have gone.
At least she's smiling about it. She's embarrassed.
That's a lovely reaction. She was going to walk then, Sabalenka.
Advantage Sabalenka.
Oh.
Sabalenka has 2 challenges.
Dad, can we stay? I know it's late. Tournament referee on the left, Claire Wood. Donna Kelso again, the WTA supervisor. It is 1 set all after an hour and 18 minutes.
6 games to 2. 1 set.
I think you're spot on, Annabelle. I think she came out so well, Bencic, playing at the top of her game, and to maintain it throughout the entire match was a big ask. And Sabalenka's raised her level, and it's all to play for now.
Yeah, I just think when you play like that for, you know, a period of time, and she was so good for that first set, and obviously Sabalenka almost got it back even in that first set, but it kind of changed the course of the match. But also there was nowhere for her to go. I mean, she just couldn't go any higher. And as Sabalenka's level's rising, it's kind of pressurizing you, it's forcing you to really think about things, and she started to get stressed, didn't she? I mean, even when she was ahead in the score, she was stressing at her dad, and that was quite clear evidence that she wasn't 100% comfortable in the match. But Sabalenka, she's been pretty calm, hasn't she? Even though she's a feisty character, she actually takes it on the chin, what's happening out there.
I guess she's so used to winning and has just gone up and up and up the rankings that she almost expects nothing else.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she's quite a fun character to watch. I mean, even that reaction there with the challenge was quite amusing, wasn't it?
Well, it softens her, doesn't it? From the ferocious exterior, that sort of shows the inside. What do you think from here? Sabalenka favourite?
Yes, I think so. It certainly feels like that, doesn't it? Feels like she can go up a couple of notches, I feel. I'm also impressed with how she's managing that power. You know, yes, she is an aggressive ball striker, and she does really go for it and doesn't hold back, and she trusts herself, but you can see the shape she's putting on the ball.
Oh, is that a good luck charm, perhaps?
I think so. Is that a dog with a
Looked
pink
like
ribbon
it.
in?
Yeah. So it's become a 1-set shootout, this remaining third round, to complete the quarter-final lineup tomorrow. Will it be Bencic or Sabalenka? the Belarusian to begin the final set.
What a shame. That was nearly perfect, wasn't it? I think Bencic thought she'd made it.
There's
no time wasting with her on court, is there?
No, very quick.
Really gets on with it.
Still 16 seconds left, you're right.
40 love.
It's also nice to see a player that just doesn't sort of towel off in between each point and go for a wander at the back. Do a couple of laps.
Yes.
Game 7.
What a game that was.
First game, final set.
Boy, 71 kilometres an hour. I reckon that game was over in a minute.
Yeah, I do too. And that's also quite stressful for an opponent, isn't it? If someone's just coming at you so fast and feel. I think Federer does that to so many opponents. Well, there's the stats from that second set. 71% first serves from Bencic, 60 for Sabalenka. The second serve, look at that. That dropped right away for Bencic. That was a real problem in the second set. And the winner count, not much in that department, but the 12 unforced errors as well. So a total swing around and only 35 minutes on court for that second set. I mean, this is pretty pacey.
How important this game for Bencic?
Did you say how important? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said it was an important game.
You pay attention, please.
Very important. I will. Wow, nailed that backhand. Yes, I think it is important because she needs to kind of reset things, put behind her what's happened in the second set and try and really get back to some positive thinking, positive play from that first set. But she has to accept that it's going to be a challenge.
By much, but I think it was wide. She's having a look. Yeah, she knows she's missed this, I think. Just buying a bit of time, clear the thoughts. Get positive again. Can Hawkeye help her out?
Goal stands 15. Miss Bencic has 2 challenges remaining.
She's on the brink here, you feel, Bencic.
Well, that got Dad out of his seat. Well, I thought she'd done enough here, and this was a tricky volley, wasn't it? High backhand volley. Actually had time to get out of the way of that, didn't she? To play it on the drive volley on the forehand.
Yeah. Good hold.
One game.
It just sort of stops the potential runaway train.
Yeah, well, Dad was pretty excited after that great passing shot from Bencic, and it just lifted her spirits, didn't it? Changed the energy.
It's amazing, isn't it? The set's over, she dominated it. She thought she might have a chance of going 2-love, but now it's 1-1, third set. The scoring system in tennis, it's tight again on both sides.
15 on.
That helps.
She comes up with that. I think this is what makes her so formidable as an opponent. Utterly fearless.
That's her 5th ace, which matches the tally in the first match.
Oh, make that 2 in a row. That's extraordinary.
30-15.
Very intimidating.
It's 183 kilometres an hour, which is 114 miles per hour.
Wow, 3 massive serves back to back. Just so casual, isn't she? The way she walks up to the line.
It's easy power, isn't it?
I mean, her coach, Dmitry Tursunov, I always remember watching him play tennis. And he had a very good record over Tim Henman, actually, the British former top tenor. But he was an all-out power player, wasn't he?
Also
Massive.
flat, didn't he?
Yeah, very flat and hard.
Well, that's called taking a service game away from an opponent.
Nope. Sabalenka leads by 2 games.
Well, that would put the frighteners on many, that last service game, but it takes a lot to frighten this young woman. I still can't believe she's only 21 in her book.
No, I can't. When I was reading out her bio at the start of this match, I was thinking, gosh, I've been covering her for about 4 or 5 years now. You know, I thought she must have been about 24, 25, and you realise that she came out onto the tour so young, so early. Was sort of doing so well in the slams at about 16, wasn't she?
Does he speak to her, do you think, at the sit-down? Has he got any advice he can give?
I'm sure he keeps her calm.
I bet he's looking forward to going for a walk after being stuck in there for a couple of hours.
Yeah, exactly. Just trying to get a better view, I should think. Can't see much of the match. A little bit of meditation going on.
She's giving herself a bit of calm before another storm. Oh, to be a duck or a terrapin.
Time.
Oh, so nice to see her up at the net, and a lovely slice, wasn't it, coming right on the inside of the ball, like almost a chip wedge shot in golf. But clear here, there's a little bit of work to be done on that backhand volley, isn't there? Just slightly flat the way she hits it, and that ball doesn't travel and knife through the court, gives the opponent more time to get up to that and attempt to pass. I mean, she got away with it, but you can see there that's an area that can be worked on.
Stop. Miss Sabalenka.
Quite a late challenge. She knew she was going to lose the point.
Yeah, I think it's more to do with that, don't you? I think why not? It was pretty close, but she knew she was going to lose it anyway. Oh, yeah, you can understand why she went after that.
Yes.
30 all.
Here's a moment.
Sabalenka has 2 challenges within. Juice.
Oh, that'll feel like such a waste, won't it?
Taken quite a bit of pace off the first serve, Bencic, to make sure she gets it in, isn't she? Doesn't want to risk that second serve anymore.
Yeah, it got a little bit spinny towards the end of that first set, even though she ended up closing out.
Oh, that's fabulous from both women.
Sabalenka.
Her movement is fantastic, isn't it? I mean, she's so strong, so tough mentally to dig out some shots. There's the determination on her face, facial expressions, and then to go back behind Bencic. That was always going to be a winner.
Game. Sabalenka.
Yeah, that's a big moment in this match, the breakthrough for Sabalenka.
Sabalenka leads by 3 games to 1.
Since losing the first set, it's 6-2, 3-1.
Love 15. 15-8.
Well, who'd expected this?
Well, I was just telling herself to come on there. Worked so hard over an hour and 36 minutes to sort of get herself in control of this match, wrestling the control over a long period of time, and doesn't want to hand it straight back.
Well, I wrote it down. I mean, to really start to make big changes in this match for Sabalenka, it was about 69 minutes.
Yes.
Miss too many of those, does she? When she sets and lines something up, she normally executes. And even surprised her that she missed that one. She sort of stared at the net for quite a period of time after that.
Just takes the play away from you. That must be so tough to handle. And you get a break point, and there's again and again at times there's nothing you can do about it. Great serve. Look at this follow-up, because there was no pace on that return at all, and she generates so much of her own.
Well, it feels as if she's so well drilled and so confident, you know, as if she's done that all day long. Basket drills, targets, and knows exactly how she's going to make it, because it's the same pattern, isn't it?
Brilliant, does that so well. Makes room, lets the ball come up to her and steers it so well. Makes it look so easy. And way inside the baseline.
Advantage, Bencic.
Started the game with a double fault, and one gifting a break point. She did that.
So gutsy, isn't it? I mean, on the defensive, on the full stretch, on the run, off balance, and yet still fighting, digging them out. They're getting the angle.
Yeah, big game this.
Advantage Bencic.
Quite clever, those little chip returns, aren't they? Just kind of slides it and glides it back into play. Gives a different rhythm, different look at the ball.
5th break point of the game. She saved 6 from 8 so far, Sabalenka. She's made it, and Belinda Bencic puts a spring back in her step, because she's broken straight back. And is back into this
Sabalenka leads
final
by
set.
3 games to 2.
In a way, Annabelle, too, of course, Belinda Bencic is working so hard to win this match, but at 45 in the world, she's shown herself and everybody else she's playing top 10 tennis, because Sabalenka's top 10 and playing very well.
No, I totally agree with you. I've been sitting here thinking this is like top 10 tennis for her, and effectively, you know, she is a class act, isn't she? We know that what she's capable of. She's been set back with all the injuries. She's managed to get herself fit again. And this is a high level she's brought out onto this court, and you feel like this year could be a real springboard for her, I think. You know, got off to a good start, as you mentioned, in the Hopman Cup, been around Roger Federer so much, and
She's
yeah.
number 20 this year on form.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I feel like this sort of level would beat so many players out there on the tour. Really, really impressive. This is a great match, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. She's out very, very early, Bencic.
I think it's almost cooler just to sit there at the change of ends, isn't it? And also, even though it's an hour and 42 minutes, it's a very pacey match. There's not a lot of long, drawn-out rallies.
Tie.
Bencic 2-3, final set.
False. Miss Bencic is challenging the call on the left service line. The ball is put out.
Another one for Hawkeye. Yeah, it's long.
Call stands 30-all. Miss Bencic has 1 challenge remaining.
Only 1 challenge left.
Let first.
Well done. Having missed 3 serves in a row. She's up to 10 double faults now. She did well there to get that second serve in and back it up. Says a lot about her. Yeah, she's digging very deep here, Bencic. She really is. What an effort. Since the world number 9, she's still even Stevens after an hour and 46 minutes.
Well, it's hard to choose a winner now. I have to say I thought Sabalenka had control and wrestled this final set, but things are changing rapidly. Nothing much in this.
15 left.
That noise she makes, it almost goes on to the point where Belinda's about to hit the return. It's quite sustained at times, isn't it?
I think it is.
But no one's ever complained, as far as I know. See, that is definitely a longer noise. As the ball went past Bencic, she was still making the noise. It's a funny spin on the return.
I don't know what happened there. Was it a miss hit off the return? You can see the ball just kind of comes in at her there. Yeah, very strange bounce.
It was a different noise, wasn't it?
This is dangerous moments here. Just suddenly come off the gas a little bit, hasn't she? Lost a little bit of intensity, lost her concentration a tiny bit.
How big's this point? Big point, big response.
Well, that's such a strong mind, isn't it? Coming up with that serve to the line. Great movement around the ball. And again, it's just not doubting herself, coming up with the goods when she needs it.
So nudges ahead again. Sabalenka, Dmitry Tursunov on for more advice at 4-3 final set.
Sabalenka leads by 4 games to 3.
Она тебе на приемах сейчас скидывает эти резаные.
Да, я знаю.
Не торопись их забить. Сыграй в корт. Смотри на мяч, не смотри, куда она двигается. Ты уже примерно знаешь, куда ты хочешь сыграть. Просто подходи, посмотри на мяч, сыграй, потом уже иди к сетке. То же самое, она на подачах, она тебя выбивает, следующий удар у нее противоположный угол. Если ты знаешь, беги, Арина.
Я играю, бегу.
Раньше беги, быстрее беги.
Сначала я принимаю, а потом я бегу.
Хорошо. Тогда либо ты по длине ты как принимаешь, нормально?
Иногда нормально, но она быстро очень.
Окей. Тогда, если ты сильно играешь, тогда и мяч тебе сильно быстрее вернется. Поэтому тогда либо поднимай мяч чуть повыше, чтобы у тебя было побольше времени, либо быстрее туда беги, прикрывай. Пускай она тебя обыгрывает противоходными. Заставь ее что-то поменять. Ну, у нее как прям, ну, знаешь, как с корзинки, подача в другой угол, подача в другой угол. Либо тоже принимай резаным. Ну, через сетку все, давай.
Time. New box. 15.
Hard at work, Tursunov, on that sit down with the chat. That's a good response. First point. A huge blow.
It's
clever serve, just putting it in a place where it's difficult to launch an attack. Still went for a big return though. Made it.
It's that same pattern. She really likes that, doesn't she? I wonder how many players might, or certainly coaches, will write this down, because she does always go back behind the opponent, particularly on shots like this after serve, and then also when her opponent is approaching, she'll go back behind. And she's often won the point every time. She definitely has a pattern there.
Yeah, she's so demanding of herself. And the frustration continues for Bencic because she's being outplayed. It's 2 break points. Take one of these and Sabalenka will serve for a place in the quarterfinals here.
Just made it. Only just. I think even the fact that Sabalenka is just chasing down, gritting out points. Here you can see full stretch. Kind of stresses you out, doesn't it?
She so nearly ran out of runway there. Oh, that's unlucky. Boy, that's unlucky. She stayed in the point so well. But Sabalenka has broken. She will serve for the match. Let's use that word relentless again. It's very appropriate right now. She's not done yet, Bencic. Has to get the first strike in.
30-all.
It's taken an hour and 56 minutes to get to match point.
Miss Sabalenka is challenging the call on the left service line. The ball is called out. Ball stands seconds.
Oh, how well does she handle that after the leg cord that cost her her serve in the last game? As cool as a cucumber.
Juice. Advantage, Bencic. The Sabalenka has one challenge remaining.
From match point to lifeline. Oh my, a double fault gifting the break back. This third round continues.
Sabalenka leads by 5 games to 4.
Yeah, she can't believe she hasn't shaken hands yet. But you really have to credit Belinda Bencic. She just hasn't gone away. She's still battling, still believing. The way she handled that drop shot on the match point to get it back to Juice was just fabulous. First serve still remains key for Bencic in this next game. That is for sure. Overall in the match behind a second serve, she's 12 from 35 in this set, 5 from 10. And she knows it's going to be an onslaught. And Bencic is already out.
Time.
They've gone into a third hour. So gutsy, that second serve. She served 10 double faults. Yeah, she does that.
30 left.
It's just outstanding, it really is. This is Belinda Bencic when she was number 7 in the world. This time, 3 years ago.
left. Time elation warning, Miss Bencic.
She's not best pleased with Thomas Sweeney, but she's got to keep it together here. She's worked so hard to get into this position. 40 love to 40-30. And now Juice, and look at the reaction from Bencic.
Leg seconds.
That's long. It's match point number 2.
Sabalenka.
How about that? If she was a stick of rock, she'd have winner written right through her.
Advantage Bencic.
Ouch.
Juice.
11 of those now.
Advantage Sabalenka.
Match point number 3. At the most crucial time.
Advantage Bencic.
Amazing hold.
5 games all.
2 match points saved in that game, 3 in all. It's 5-all final set. 2 hours and 8 minutes now.
Wait, please. Left. $40-15.
Tiebreak minimum for Sabalenka. Final set.
Sabalenka leads by 6 games to 5.
Yeah, big deep breaths, keep that mindset working properly. Such a tight match, it really is. So hard watching, there's not a lot you can do. She has battled so well. She's got that winning mentality. We saw that as a junior. Fantastic junior record. Former junior world #1 French and Wimbledon champion 6 years ago. Then less than 3 years after winning the Wimbledon junior title, She's number 7 in the world as a pro. Old habits die hard.
Tie.
Yeah, late call and then corrected.
Listen.
No challenge from Sabalenka.
Miss Bencic, you're telling me the call on the right. Far sideline, the ball's called ahead, please.
That's wide.
They'll stand seconds. Love 15. Miss Bencic has no challenges remaining.
She'll get an extra one if there's a tie break.
Odds love 30.
She hasn't got a challenge left. She would have challenged. She would have lost another challenge. It was out. 60 mil. Hawkeye tells us. This match is deserving of a final set tiebreak. Wow, and that serves off the back of the line too. Well, here's a 4th match point. Just refuses to yield. She looks so calm doing it too. No reaction when she hit a clean winner. Just wants another ball to play another point. Oh my goodness. This is fantastic. How's that for 3 points from match point down? Unbelievable. It is a final set tiebreak, fittingly.
6 games all. Tiebreak.
Sabalenka's played only 2 this year. She's won all. Belinda's won just 1 more, 2 against 1 lost. They've got winning records in career tie breaks, the pair of them.
Peace. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Players are ready.
She must be frustrated because she probably can't herself believe this resistance from Bencic. She could now challenge if she wants to. She's got a challenge back. It was out from Hawkeye.
2.
And so's that. And that is a dozen aces, double faults now.
Sabalenka.
Again, Sabalenka nudging ahead.
Challenging the goal on the right baseline.
This is her one sole challenge. Has she used it up again?
Goal stands 4-1. Sabalenka.
Why did she challenge?
There's no challenges remaining.
Lost the last 4 points. A bit of a miss hit on the penultimate shot in that rally from Bencic, but nothing wrong with a put away. Must be so hard, especially as a parent, watching this sort of match. Play every shot and every point, you'd imagine. He looks very passive and calm on the outside. 4-1 to 4-3, another lead being hauled back. It's been the pattern, hasn't it? 3-1, 5-3 up in the set, Sabalenka.
Sabalenka.
Oh, would have been a clean ace otherwise. Now, does she go for the same serve or does she go T? This is amazing. She just cannot believe she can't put Bencic away. She had so many leads and chances. It's 5-all from 5-2.
5-all.
5-3 rather. Well, it's match point again to one of them after this point. Oh no.
6-5.
She can't challenge it. It was long. It's a 13th double fault. It was out 67 mils. It's a 5th match point for Sabalenka.
Odds.
Seen it all now.
6-all.
Double fault number 8. This is amazing. 2 hours and 24 minutes and still haven't got a clue who's going to win the match. Match point number 6.
Sabalenka. Wait, please.
Yeah, you can understand that sort of reaction because that missed by a mile.
7-all.
Everyone's smiling now with the drama of what's unfolding here. Now the irony could be that Bencic wins this on her first match point.
8-7 Bencic.
And she does! And look at the excitement and look at what it means for everybody related to Belinda Bencic. It's an amazing win against a top 10 player. 6 match points saved. Welcome back to the big time, Belinda Bencic. It's a Premier 5 event. She's in the quarterfinals. Well, you can understand it's a very speedy exit for Sabalenka. She will be bitterly disappointed. Just an amazing win for the 21-year-old. And look at that. You have to feel for it. You really do. She's in the qualifying here last year. She's in the top 10 this year. There's much to smile about for her. Just wasn't to be her night. But it was Belinda Bencic, her night, and she's Annabelle.
Well, Belinda, many, many congratulations. That was quite an extraordinary tennis match. There were so many twists and turns. There was so much drama, match points. It went to the tiebreak in the final set. Just give us your thoughts and emotions right now.
Right now, I'm not sure why I won. I really don't know. I was in the locker room 5 times already taking a shower, and now still I won the match. So I think we played great with Aryna, and she's a great player. So I think we both deserve to win, and maybe I was a little bit lucky in the end. So.
Well, it was a wonderful match. It was such a high level. As I said, there were so many twists and turns, but you saved match points at 5-3, at 5-4, at 6-5, then in the tie-break as well. What was going through your mind on those match points, and how did you find something extra to come back and win?
I don't know. I mean, I played the match points with the, back turn to the wall, so I had nothing to lose anymore. I was out. So, I just played, and I cannot believe that it turned around.
What are you most proud of in terms of what you did here tonight?
I survived her hard hits. I survived her serve. So I know. I mean, it's really tough to play her because she hits so hard. So you really have to, risk also sometimes and just try to play a little bit faster yourself as well. And it was difficult for me because I didn't play here under the lights yet. So the conditions were so different.
Well, you coped extremely well. And as you said, you took the ball very early. Now you've got Simona Halep tomorrow. I know you're going to try and get some sleep. Have you got some energy, and what are your thoughts about facing her?
I mean, this match gives me a lot of energy for sure, and I have no thoughts yet about facing her. Of course, she's a champion, she's putting a lot of balls back. So, I have nothing to lose anymore. I can only win, so I'm really happy about this tournament already. So everything now is a bonus.
Well done. You had a lot of support, and you certainly gave them lots to cheer about. We wish you all the best of luck. Well done, Belinda Bencic.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night. Thanks for staying. Thank you.
She's thrilled, isn't she? It really is. 2 hours and 26 minutes. Just a great battle. It really, really was. Look at the number of winners. The unforced errors, I can almost ignore those because the quality of the match, what they were both looking to try to set out to do to dominate each other, it was just fabulous to watch. The drama at the end as well. Sabalenka, so many chances. She'll be bruised and battered. So there's the 2 quarterfinals in the top half of the draw. Carla Suarez Navarro beating